The shifts and realignments in the country's political landscape continue days after the death of former Prime Minister and ODM Supremo Raila Odinga. Observers now argue that Odinga's absence has left a political void whose ripple effects could redefine alliances exactly 20 months before the 2027 general election. At the heart of this political void is President William Ruto's choice of running mate, who has to perform a delicate balancing act between loyalty and political arithmetic. NTV senior reporter Ibrahim Karanja interrogates on politics and power.
Fellow Kenyans, finally the D-Day is here with us.
In his lifetime, Raila Odinga's towering presence held the ODM party together, shaping its strategy, dictating its tone, and even influencing its position in national power play. But his death is now seemingly pushing the party and President William Ruto's Kenya Kwanza team into a dance of negotiation and survival. Observers opine that Odinga was set to go for a pragmatic support deal with President Ruto, one that could have given the president a near certain sweep in strong ODM support bases, with the former Prime Minister himself steering his base in exchange of structured political returns, far from the demand of the running mate position.
Raila's presence was enough for Ruto to get the support he needed. In the absence of Raila, you must go back to the drawing board. Because Raila could give Ruto the support he needed from Nyanza and ODM. Okay? But now it must be ODM, not Raila. And there must be something on the table.
But with Odinga out of the picture, ODM's leverage is now transactional.
From a practical, really political point of view, that is something workable. That look here, President Ruto, you have lost Mount Kenya. We can come in and salvage the situation. We can help you. But in return, you must give us number 2 position.
Acting party leader Oburu Oginga has already drawn a clear line, declaring that ODM will only back any 2027 formation if offered the running mate position at the very least.
If we have to go for a lower position, it must not be lower than number 2. So that will depend on how we work hard to strengthen our party, so that our party becomes a party of the people. It becomes a party to reckon with.
For that to happen, Kindiki must be sacrificed, actually thrown under the bus.
This statement hits directly at the heart of Ruto's political equation, if at all he hopes to gain ODM's support. The head of state's commitment to his deputy Kindiki, a man he has publicly hailed for restoring dignity and calm to the second highest office once rocked by feuds and factionalism.
Sasa niko na deputy huyu anaelewa barabara, anajua stima, anajua mpango ya serikali ya SHA, ni mtu mwadilifu. That is how we are going to change Kenya.
But with politics rarely being sentimental, Kindiki's hope for retention lies in perception, not in numbers.
You also don't want to antagonize the mountain. You can imagine when you pluck the deputy president position from Mount Kenya and take it to Nyanza, what message you'll be sending to the mountain. And unlike many people, I am convinced, however hated Ruto may be, he will harvest votes from Mount Kenya. He will still harvest. Yeah, of course. Even at his worst, Raila Odinga was getting votes from the mountain. So I don't think it will be so difficult for Ruto to get about 1 million votes. So if you remove Kindiki, then you dim that completely. So you can maintain Kindiki first because he's the ideal deputy president. And the 2, not to antagonize a mountain.
The Mount Kenya East political base, where he comes from, is smaller and more fractured, especially after years of political association in the broader Mount Kenya region and dominated by the west side of the mountain. But even with weekend enthusiasm, the Mount Kenya East counties of Meru, Tharaka Nithi and Embu still offer tangible numbers, though dwarfing enough to rival the unpredictable voter loyalty of Luo Nyanza, where memories of 2022's low voter turnout amid what was said to be Raila Odinga's clearest presidential shot still linger. This, together with the slow uptake of voter registration, even forcing the acting ODM party leaders' recent speeches to be more about registering as voters and strengthening the party from the grassroots.
I want my people of ODM to work hard, to work overdrive, to strengthen ODM as a party. If we want to start talking about the positions we are going to occupy there, we are not going to get anything there. It will be wishful thinking, because nobody is going to respect you, nobody is going to negotiate with you if you are a weak party. Our emphasis is on strengthening our party ODM so that we can negotiate for the highest position in the land.
According to the IEBC voter records for the 2022 general election, Meru, Tharaka Nithi and Embu had a total number of 1.3 million voters, while Kisumu, Siaya, Homa Bay and Migori had 2.16 million votes. ODM's pitch is now built on potential, the promise of mobilizing the entire Raila bloc if offered the number 2 slot. Analysts, however, warn that enthusiasm in Nyanza and other ODM zones without Raila may not translate into votes, especially for a Ruto-led ticket. Meanwhile, some Mount Kenya East members of parliament allied Deputy President Kindiki have sounded an open warning. If Kindiki is dropped, they will chart their own political course.
2027, atakaye deputy president ni Professor Kindiki. Na kama haitafanyika, tutajipanga. Na mimi nataka kurudia, tutajipanga. Wale wanapatiana conditions sawa, watuambie kwanza hii serikali waliunda namna gani? Hiyo vitisho tumezoea.
For President William Ruto, it is now about balancing a delicate seesaw, determining on whether to retain his loyal deputy with supposed modest numbers or to gamble with ODM's uncertain bloc to impress the national optics.
Guys, inachemka. Now, Kindiki ako kwa kona and is about to be sacrificed. Kama Gachagua. Cause unaona ODM wamekaa chini wanasema if they want to proceed with the agreement ya ni blood ama bread based government, they need that seat ya DP ya deputy president. Na unajua Ruto, he's ready to sacrifice. Cause all he want, anataka kura za baba, which akiweza unganisha zitaweza kumsaidia kushinda ya mlima. Na unaona Kindiki ameng'ang'ana kutafutia Ruto kura ya mlima, imemshinda. So Ruto can sacrifice him ili aweze kupata kura za Nyanza. Na je, do you think it will work? Because right now ODM wanasema wanataka DP if they want to proceed with the agreement. Haya, ukiona cha mwenzako chanyolewa, tia chako maji. Kindiki ya Gachagua ilipita, sasa ni yako.
Mashati ya ODM ya mla Ruto kichwa. Mashati ya ODM ya mla Ruto kichwa pale vile. Manake ODM imetaka wadhifa wa naibu wa rais katika ushirikiano wake na UDA mwaka 2027. Itakuwa namna gani? Hapo ni maswali. Manake kwa hivi sasa ukija kuangalia pia yupo naibu wa rais tayari ambaye ni Profesa Kithure Kindiki. Sasa itakuwa namna gani? Je, ikifika 2027 kama kutakwenda kulingana na ili shariti la ODM na kama kutakuwa na uhusiano kati ya ODM na UDA na Kindiki yuko katika upande wa UDA, hayuko katika ODM. Sasa ni kumaanisha kama itabidi waende na haya masharti, itabidi mheshimiwa Profesa Kithure Kindiki akae parking, ama kutakuwa namna gani?
Kithure Kindiki, you thought you are smart enough. It is now the time for you now to be betrayed. Hiyo position yako inachukuliwa inapeanwa kwa ODM. Inachukuliwa inapeanwa kwa ODM. Utarukwa kipetero. The same way uliruka Rigiji kipetero. Hivyo ndo unarukwa. It is use a dump system. Upo.
Mido nacheza mdhamini si nakaona dai moshi tazivuta vuta, limit ya kuuliza imeongezeka nikoma, neza shika jag na kanudu sie, nacheza kiroro, neza fika soko, turirime mdagi meditation naki, shusha kibandaski cha podonde neza, rada nama, vuta izoma.